I was holding my sister's hand in the ICU when her husband had security drag me out of the room. I hadn't left Maya's side in 4 days when her husband, Brandon, walked in with a doctor and asked me to step into the hall. I thought he wanted privacy to break down. Instead, he looked at me and said, "We should talk about stopping treatment." I actually laughed because I thought he was joking. He wasn't. The doctor cleared his throat. "If your sister doesn't improve soon, we may need to discuss end-of-life options." I shook my head. "That's not happening." Brandon grabbed my arm. "You don't get to decide that." I pulled away. "Actually, I do. Maya named me her medical proxy. She did it years ago, before she ever met you." His whole face shifted. "That was a mistake. I'll have it changed." The next morning, a man in a suit found me in the cafeteria and dropped a stack of papers on the table. I'd been served. Brandon was filing an emergency petition to strip my authority over Maya's care, claiming I was mentally unfit. I was still staring at the pages when one of the nurses, an older woman named Della, pulled me into a supply closet. "I could lose my job for this," she whispered. "But you should know. Your sister's husband has been on the phone with the insurance company every day, asking how soon a payout comes through after treatment ends." The floor dropped out from under me. Della squeezed my hands. "Fight this. She deserves someone in her corner." I went back upstairs to find 2 security guards outside Maya's door and Brandon behind them, smiling. "You can't come in until the court decides who's in charge." "She's my sister." He stepped closer. "Your sister's gone. She's just a machine keeping a body warm, and you're too weak to admit it." I tried to push past the guards and one of them caught both my arms. I screamed Maya's name as they walked me down the hall. Brandon watched the whole time. 5 days later, I was in a courtroom I couldn't afford. His lawyer called me unstable, incapable of rational decisions. My lawyer stood and said Maya had chosen me for a reason, that she'd trusted me with her life. The judge raised a hand. "Before I rule, I want to see the patient myself." We drove to the hospital separately. When I walked into the ICU, Della caught my eye from the nurse's station and gave me the smallest nod. Brandon went into Maya's room first, while the judge paused to review the chart. I stood just outside the door, out of his sight. He leaned over the bed. "Come on," he muttered. "Just let go already. The insurance people are asking too many questions and I need this done before Renata moves in." I stopped breathing. The judge stepped up beside me just as my sister opened her eyes. Brandon stumbled back with a strangled sound. Maya's voice came out cracked and faint, but every word was clear. "I heard you." His face went gray. "Maya, I heard you on the phone the week before my accident," she rasped, "telling her you wished I was out of the way. And I've been hearing you in this room, holding my hand and talking to her." He reached for her. "You're confused. You've been under for days." She pulled her hand away so hard the monitors chirped. She looked past him and saw me in the doorway. The judge beside me. "Get him out of my room and out of my life. I want a divorce." She held my eyes. "She's my family, not him." The same security guards who dragged me out stepped through the door, and this time they went straight for Brandon. He was still insisting he loved her as they walked him into the hall. When the room went quiet, Maya reached out her hand. I took it and held on. She squeezed back, weak but there. She had a long recovery ahead, weeks before she was steady on her feet, longer before the legal mess untangled. The judge dismissed his petition that same afternoon, and what Della overheard, plus the insurance calls, ended up being a much bigger problem for Brandon than a divorce. I'll let the lawyers tell that part. What I keep coming back to isn't the courtroom or the security guards. It's the 4 days I sat in that chair talking to a sister everyone kept telling me was already gone, and the fact that some part of her was listening the whole time. She told me later that my voice was the thing she followed back. I never let go of her hand, and I never will.